Hi everyone, Sabo Martin Greenwood here again. Welcome to our second virtual lesson for our intermediate students. So this lesson today is mainly for our students that are green belts and red belts. However, as I've said before in previous lessons, other students, maybe some of our downgrades, can also look back on this material just to recap on some of the things that they maybe covered before. Okay, now in terms of the lessons, I'm going to go through the same safety brief as normal, as what we do with all of our other virtual lessons. So if you're going to take part, just make sure that you are fit and well to do so. And if you're carrying an injury, make sure that whatever you do today is well within the capabilities of that injury, and you're not going to aggravate any injury that you've got already by doing some of the exercises. So take things nice and steady. In terms of the environment that they're training in, we're not in the dojang at the moment, we can't train at the dojang, so just make sure that wherever you are training, there's a clear bit of space around you at all times. So move all objects, all bits of furniture out of the way if you can do, so it gives you that freedom of movement. And also make sure if you're training with somebody else alongside a colleague or a friend, make sure that you keep an adequate amount of space between yourselves at all times during the lesson. Your floor, make sure again that it's free of debris and you've moved everything away, out of the way, so again you're not going to collide with anything or trip over anything, and make sure that the floor isn't slippy. We normally train with bare feet in the dojang, but if you're training at home or out in the garden, feel free to put some suitable footwear on, so some trainers or some sandals, something like that, okay? So as normal, you need to do a warm-up prior to doing these lessons. So if you haven't done a warm-up already, please go away and do some stretching and do a nice steady warm-up before you do take part in this lesson. There is an example of one of our warming up drills on the club website, so please have a look at that if you're not sure, and make sure you are adequately warmed up before you do this lesson. So I'm not going to cover the warm-up to start with, okay? I'm going to get straight into the lesson to make sure that we maximise the amount of time we've got together. Okay, so what we're going to cover today, we're going to build on the last lesson. Our last lesson we covered some hand technique from horse riding stance, some of our foot technique or leg technique, and then we mainly focused on the piano hyungs in terms of the first few movements, or the key movements in our piano films, number 1 to number 5, and then we practiced a little bit on our Ilse movements. So we're going to practice a couple of our hyungs today. I'm going to do a complete walkthrough on Chosun form number 1, Chosun Uro. So hopefully this will give you a better understanding of that form, how it's supposed to be done. And we're going to cover one step number 9 and number 10, as well as some of our basic hand techniques. Okay, so we're going to get started. Before I do that, I'm just going to take my wedding ring off, which is not good, is it, for training? So we'll take that off to start with. Okay, so everybody, get your feet, ready position. Okay, left leg out to the side, horse stance, middle punch, ready, hop. Okay, so knees bent here, back straight, left arm punching out like this. Now from here, I want you to lift up your left arm like this towards the side of the head, so it's open. Okay, so open hand technique. Now you're going to twist into the centre now and move into front stance, turning towards your right side as you do this knife arm strike here. Okay, so roundhouse knife arm strike coming out like this. Now I want you to imagine the head is in front here. You're going to take your hand, you're going to lift your arm up over the top of the head, pulling the head downwards, and you're going to strike down with your right elbow. Now from this position, okay, you notice I'm moving to horse stance again here. I twist my hips again now, and I move into my front stance to do roundhouse elbow attack, like this. Now I want you to lift up your right arm like this, now to the side of the head. You're going to twist all the way across towards your left side now to do roundhouse knife arm strike into front stance, facing opposite side. Now remember, holding the arm up now, you're going to pull the head down, and you're going to strike in the horse stance with your left arm like this. Now your left arm comes out as a marker, right arm coming from the side now, you're going to do elbow attack now, moving into front stance, facing to the left, like so. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this sequence again. Left arm up, strike, knock down, elbow, twist. Up again, strike, knock down, elbow, twist. Once again, strike, knock down, elbow, twist. Strike, knock down, elbow, twist. That's ready. shove, relax. Okay, into our basic leg technique from here, okay? So everybody, right leg back, fighting stance. Hup. Now we're going to cover our front knee strike, which is what we call Muruk Chagi. Okay, so from here, I want you to imagine you're grabbing hold of the head in front here, or the shoulders, and you're going to pull the arms in at the same time. You're going to use your right leg to point your knee forwards here, to strike, then back, okay? So rather than just lift your knee up in front like this, like you're marching, you're going to do more like the front end of your front snap kick. You're going to point your knee forwards, pushing your hips forwards into the knee strike as you're pulling the arms in here, like this, and back, hands on guard, okay? So we're going to grab, knee, back, grab, knee, back, grab, knee, back, one more, grab, knee, back, and change your leg, ready, up. Okay, now opposite side from here, grabbing again, this time left side, okay, push it, 1, pull back, 2, pull back, 3, pull back, 4, pull back, 5, pull back, and change sides again. Okay, now this time you're going to do roundhouse knee strikes. So your hands this time you're going to take towards the side of your imaginary opponent here. You're going to pull in as your back leg now, your right leg is going to lift up to the side here, and you're going to come round, circular like this, to that roundhouse knee strike, then back, hands on guard again. Okay, so I'm going to grab here, we're going to knee, 1, back, grab, 2, back, grab, set, back, 1 more, knit, back, and change legs. Okay, now opposite side again, grabbing here, this time left side, ready, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, and borrow, and shut, relax. Okay, so remember the key thing is when you're doing your knee strike, your front knee strike, you are pointing your knee, rather than just lifting it up. Your roundhouse knee strike is like your roundhouse kick here, comes up from the side, all the way across into the centre here, striking again, in towards the side of the ribs here, okay, the side of the body, the kidneys, this sort of area, okay? Now back onto our hand technique again, as ready to be, ready position. Now from here, I want you to step your left leg sideways out this time until horse riding stance, doing elbow attacks. So you're going to step in here, your left leg comes out, your left arm coming underneath your right arm like this, so you cross your arms, like so. Now your left arm is going to strike out as you pull your right arm in like this. So you're in this position here, you're going to strike like this, 1. Okay, now from this position, you're going to pull your front leg back in now, to the back stance, middle block. So here, like so. Okay, so shortening the stance from here to here, like this, okay? So we're going to go into our elbow attack again, so cross, strike, pull back, back stance, middle block. Again, 1, strike, back block, 1 strike, back block. Now, you're going to change your legs, okay? So swap over, so you should have your right arm out this time, okay, blocking like this. Now, your right arm comes in to do side elbow attack, horse stance, pull back, middle block, strike, middle block, strike, middle block, 1 more, strike, middle block. Now, this time, from this position with your right leg forwards, I just want you to extend into front stance now, hold your right arm out in front, level with the shoulders now, like this. Now you're going to twist your hips from here. Hip twist, keeping the same stance, using your left arm this time to do roundhouse, elbow attack like this, okay, like so. Now, you're going to pull back your front leg into back stance again. This time you're going to use your left arm as a marker here, pull your front leg back, and you're going to do strike, elbow strike now coming up, like this. Now once again I step out to grab, I twist, left elbow coming across, marker, step back, left elbow in back stance coming up. Okay, so we step out here from this position to grab, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, by the count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now change sides. Okay, so I'm going to go across the opposite side here to grab. Okay, using your left arm this time, elbow, with your right, pulling back into back stance now, left leg comes back, elbow tack. So grab, twist, elbow. Okay, by the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and barrel. And sharp, relax. Okay. So the front part of this session we've been working on our knees and our elbows. Okay, so the Korean term for your knee strike is murup. For your elbow it's called palkup. Okay. Now, the purpose of using your knees and your arms, or your elbows back, big bang, is because you haven't got the distance to use your full length of the leg or your full length of your arm. So these movements are used for close quarter combat like this, okay? Where you're close to your opponent, so you haven't got the room to deliver with your full length of your leg and full length of your arm. So you're using your elbow and your knee instead, like this. Okay, now, we're just going to cover one more kick now, okay, which is important to one of the one-step movements that we're going to be doing later on. So we're going to cover our crescent kick this time. Okay, so everybody chum in, ready position. Now left leg back again, everybody, fighting stance, ready, up. Now from here, your crescent kick, we're going to bend the knee again, so the knee comes up, so sometimes this leg, this kick is confused with the outside to inside chop kick, okay? So your chop kick is an attacking movement, it's coming down directly on top of the head here. Okay, so we bring it out, up, down like this with the leg straight. This one is different. Usually this kick is used as a block in Tang Soo Do. Okay, so we're going to lift up the knee, bent, not straight like this, into the centre. Now, you're going to use the sole of the foot here to block with, okay, the soft part of your foot, and we're going to circle the leg across like this. So the knee comes up here, like so. Now, you're going to straighten the leg out now to cut it across from your left side to your right side, like this. And then back, hands on guard. Okay, so we make this nice little circular movement, starting off though with the knee bent. So we come up, we cut, back, again down. 1, 2, okay, so by the count, let's go, ready? Hana, do, set, net, one more, hana. Okay, change leg, ready, hiya. Okay, now your right side this time again, knee bent here, coming across to kick, and back, ready, hana, do, set, net, and that's up, and barrel, that's ready, and sharp, relax. Okay, so this is a blocking movement, using the sole of the foot here, sometimes called balbarakuro in Tang Soo Do. Okay, so this is our outside to inside crescent kick here that we're going to be using later on for one step number 7 and 8. Okay, right, buddy, just get a glass of water there, okay, Shep, can you? Just have a quick break. Okay, welcome back everybody. So the second part of the session, we're going to work on some of our hyung. Okay, so as I said at the start of this session, we're going to work on Chilsung Ilro, Chilsung form number 1. Okay, so we covered in the last lesson some excerpts from our Pyeonam hyung. So there are 5 Pyeonam hyung. Okay, Pyeonam, Chodan, Idan, Samdan, Sadan, Odan. There are 7 Chilsung hyungs though, 7 Chilsung forms. Now, with the Chilsung hyung, this is where you start to see a little bit more of the Chinese influence in Tang Soo Do. So we blend some of the sharp, jagged movements that we used to hear, which are influenced by Okinawan karate or Japanese karate, with some of the circular, slower breathing exercises that we find in a lot of the Chinese systems. So there's a mix in Chilsung form number 1 of slow breathing exercises with sharp, fast movements. Okay, now very much the key to doing this hyung correctly is making the transition or the movement from one stance into another stance and timing that correctly with your breathing and your hand movement at the same time. Okay, as we get into practicing hyung, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now some of the Chilsung hyung are quite complex. Certainly the latter ones, number 5, 6 and 7, are extremely long. Okay, so when we teach these, normally what we'll do is we break them down into sections or bite-sized chunks. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to cover the hyung in its entirety, but I'm going to break it down into 3 different sections to make it easier for you to pick it up. Okay, so We chose some form number one, okay? We start from normal jumping position, normal ready position, okay? So we come out like this. Okay, now, I'm going to go mirror image to you, okay? So I'm going to go to the left first, okay? You're going to go to your right. Now, our first thing is we look to the left here. Now I'm going to move out into a stance that we call side stance, okay? Sakura jasse. So it's not to be confused with horse stance. So your horse stance, your feet are in line like this, pointing forwards. Your sakura jasse from here, your left leg is going to move out to the side. Okay, so your feet are staggered like they are in front stance, but both knees are bent like this. Okay, so your weight is evenly split on both knees. Okay, so as I step out into this stance here, towards your left, okay, you're going to let both arms come down slowly, down to the side here, keeping within your knees here in terms of depth. Then you're going to come up here into this position. So your movement goes like this. You're breathing in through your nose, you're looking to the left, you step out with your left leg, you breathe in, like this, nice and slow, get into this position. Now, from here, almost as if you are cradling somebody with your left arm here, okay, this is what you're going to do with your left arm, you're going to bend your elbow, your right arm, you're going to push down, hard, down towards the floor, so straighten out your arm. At the same time, we're going to shift our stance from this sakura jasse here, into chongal jasse, front stance, okay? So I've done this movement already here. Now the next movement here, left arm cradling, right arm pushing down in front stance, breathing out. Like this, okay? Now from this position, your front stance, you're going to extend your right arm now. Stay in the same stance, right arm straightening out, left arm coming up to the right shoulder, breathing in on this movement. Now you're going to drop your weight onto your right knee now. Okay, so evenly split your weight between both knees again. So your sakura jasse side stance. So as I do this, my right arm, your right arm is going to pull back in, your left arm is going to straighten out. Okay, breathing out. So we drop back. Like this. Okay, so your left arm should be level with your shoulder. Your right arm should, your thumb or your heel of your hand should be level with your solar plexus here, like this. Now you're going to step out here to punch. Middle punch, front stance, dead easy. Now looking over the shoulder now, looking over your right shoulder, you're going to bring the right leg round into a long back stance. So you're going to go onto your heel with your right foot, with your toes pointing upwards, and both palms facing upwards as you do this block. So you look over your right shoulder, you're going to turn round, and you're going to block like this. Okay? So you can see both palms of the hands pointing up again, heel of the hand level with the solar plexus. This arm is like low block. All of my weight is on your left leg here, okay? Your right leg should be straight like this, okay? Your back straight, okay, like so. Now, make sure when you're doing this stance that it's not too short, like this, okay? You need it to be roughly the same size as your front stance here, because the next move, we're going to push out into front stance here, so the back leg here, your left leg straightens, your left arm comes out straight, your right arm this time comes up to your left shoulder here. Now you're going to drop your weight back into sakura jasse again, side stance, onto your left knee, drawing your left arm in, right arm straight, breathing out, okay, like this. Now from here, we're going to step forwards to do middle punch, like this again. Now the next move, you're going to look towards the front. We're going to do exactly the same as the first move. So from here, your left leg is going to move out to the front here. You're going to circle both arms again into your side stance, sakura jasse. So breathe in, here, now your left arm pulling in, right arm straightening down, so cradle left, right arm coming down like this. Okay, back to ready, roll. And sharp, relax, okay. So this is the first section in Chilson Uro that we're going to be working on. Okay, so as I said, when we started this session, you are coordinating your breathing, your arm movement, with your stances. So it's quite difficult to do all those three things together. Alright, it takes a lot of practice. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so from chariot position here, okay, chumbi here. So Chilson Uro, remember again, we're going to look to the left into our side stance, so left leg moving out, breathing in through the nose, into our side stance. So breathe in, circle. Now cradling with your left, pushing down with your right, breathing out, into front stance. Now, right arm straight, breathing in here, left arm tucked to the right shoulder here, dropping your weight down to your right knee, Sacred adjust again, side stance, breathing out, extending. The left arm like this, right arm pulling in. Then nice and sharp now, front stance, middle punch. Looking now with the right shoulder into your long back stance, onto your heel this time, both hands pointing upwards to our block like this, back straight. Now, pushing forwards from here now, extend. Front stance, right arm come to left shoulder here, left arm out straight, dropping back into side stance again, extending out. Then stepping in to punch. Same as the first move again now, looking towards the front here, left leg stepping out, circling the arms, breathing in. Now breathing out into front stance, cradle. And back to ready again, roll. And sharp, relax. Okay, so this is the first section of Chilston Form number 1. Okay, so we covered our first section of Chilston Hill Row. Okay, so we explained about the circular movements, timing the breathing, with the arms movements, but also by changing your stance at the same time. So I'm going to work through that first section just from the side so you can see a little bit different aspects about what's going on here. Okay, so Chilston Form 1 from here. Okay, from the side this time. Okay, I'm going to look here, breathe in, pushing down 2. Now extending out, breathe in, step down, breathe out. Now stepping in to punch. Okay, now remember we look over the shoulder here, over your right shoulder, turning around to do blocking back stance. Extending out again, breathe in, drop down, breathe out and step into punch. Now remember, back into the first move again now, so look in here, left leg out, breathe in, breathe out. So this is where we got to before, okay, so remember we're in this front stance doing our cradle here, pushing down, strong with the right arm. Now, we're going to practice on our next section of this movement now. So when you come into this position with your left leg forwards, your right leg back. Now you're going to step forwards from here, you're going to do back stance, middle block, okay, with your right arm. So we step in to do this, back stance, middle block. Now the next movement here, we're going to step in to do knife arm with the blocking back stance. So from here, hands to the side, blocking here, 1. Now, first key up point here in the form, we're going to step into hot stance and do middle punch, okay? So from here, here. So this section fairly easy now, okay? Now, from here, you're going to look over the left shoulder, you're going to put your left hand on top of your right hand, we're going to turn round, okay? So both hands now are level, okay, just with your chin, okay? Now from here, we drop back, okay? So I'm going to turn again to the side here so you can see what's going on. You're going to drop back like this to your right. Okay, so dropping the weight, 100% of the weight onto your right knee here, both hands blocking down towards the groin. Then you're going to move into sacred, just say your side stance again here. Pulling both hands in, then to push out. Like this. Now from here, both hands from this position, cross in front of the face, making an X shape here. Breathing in again, then turning the hands so the palms facing towards you, breathing out. Okay, so looking directly through the gap. Then from here, your right arm comes down straight, your left arm comes up to the shoulder, pulling back into back stance, so left leg comes in here to block. Now this right arm you're going to pull in towards the chain position, towards your hip, before we step down to do middle punch here. Okay, so I'm going to do that to my aspect again here. This is where I would have been, here. Now I'm going to repeat the sequence now as I turn through. Okay, so I look over the right shoulder this time. Right on the top of left hand, I turn here to do my movement in front of the chin here, so right on top of left. Then I'm dropping down the weight onto my left knee now to block down here. So hands blocking down towards the groin, now into your side stance now. Turning here, breathing in, then turning the hands to push out into front stance. Slowly. Now, once again from here, crossing the hands, front of the face, breathing in. Then opening out here. Then left arm coming down, right arm coming in, staying in front stance. Now from here, pulling your front leg back into back stance. Double block now. Okay. Then your left arm pulling in, step forwards, to do middle punch now, like this. Okay. And barrel, that's ready. Shot. Okay, now, let's come back to this position again. Okay, so I'm going to practice on this second segment again here. So we're here. Your left arm in front here, cradling, right arm pushing down. Back stance first, okay, so right leg forwards, back stance middle block here, 1. Step out now, knife arm and block, 2. Now the first shout here, stepping in, horse stance, middle punch, key up. Now, looking to the left, left on top of right, turning round, okay, hands level the chin, dropping down, 100% of the weight on the right knee here, blocking down, scoop up, to your side stance, pushing out, front stance, crossing both hands, looking through the gap, opening out, looking through the gap here, breathing out, right arm comes down, left arm comes up to the right shoulder, pulling back now with your left leg, double blocking back stance, right arm pulls in, chamber position, step forwards, middle punch, front stance. Now, looking to the right, okay, right hand on top of left hand here, turning round, dropping down again, scooping up into side stance, turning the hands, pushing out, front stance, crossing both hands now, look through the gap, open, breathe out. Now, left arm comes down, right arm comes up, pulling the front leg in, back stance, double block, left arm comes in, step forwards, middle punch. Okay, so this is the end of the second section that we were teaching, okay? So we're going to do the last section here now. So your left leg should be in front here, left arm out. Now you're going to look here towards the side. Now we're going to do low block left arm, okay? So we draw in, low block left arm here, okay? Now from here we're going to twist, just like Ken and Jordan, twist the hip, knife arm, and strike here. So it's 1, 2. Now, step through, middle punch now, okay, front stance, 1. Okay, now splitting the weight into both knees again, okay, side stance here, right arm dropping down, then do the same arm, high block, step through again, make a middle punch again here, dropping down, high block, same movement, then stepping forwards, middle punch, kia, kia. Okay, now from this position, okay, we're going to drop our weight again onto the left knee here, okay, so 100% of the weight dropping back, onto the heel again, on the front foot here, both hands this time pushing down separately, down in towards the centre of the body, then moving into side stance again here, both hands lifting up to the side, each side of the waist, then turning to push out here, okay, level with the chest. Now, from here, you're going to turn, looking towards the left side, both arms, double arm middle block like this. Then you're going to drop down again, do the same blocking movement, both hands, so 100% of the weight this time on the right knee, dropping back here, scooping up, both knees bent, pushing out. Now from here, left leg, right leg draws in to the left leg here, both hands dropping to the side, double arm middle block, then the same movement again, drop down, scoop up, push out. And look to the front, back to ready. Shut, relax. Okay, so I can show this form mirror image, but I can guarantee you when we do the Chilson forms, doing it mirror image, it's going to confuse the hell out of you. Okay, so I tried to turn sideways on this time to do it the same way as you're going to be doing it back at home. So hopefully you get a better view of what you're seeing. Now, in this form, this section of the form here, there's a couple sections of movements where we have one of the movements like this where your hands one on top of the other and we drop down into the centre like this. Both hands blocking together, okay, like this, then we scoop up and we push away. Toward the end of the form, however, we've got something very similar, but the hands this time are apart like this. They drop down here. Then as you come up into side stance, your hands rotate to the side of the body there, here, and then you turn again as you push into front stance to push out. So it's 1, 2, 3. Now, both of these movements are absolutely key to this form. As I said at the beginning, you coordinate the shift from your stances with your breathing exercise and with your arms moving out at the same time. So if we take this section here, okay, this movement here, if you're dropping into your long back stance here, 1, then you're scooping up, breathing in, okay, as you change your stance now, 2, then you're pushing into front stance as these arms extend out as you're breathing out, like this. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3. And similarly, at the end, we get a similar sort of movement here from our double arm and block here. We drop back, breathing out here, turning the hands, changing the stance, breathing in, then changing the stance again as we breathe out, pushing the arms out. So it's 1, 2, 3. Now you notice when I'm doing all this transition work here that the movements, my breathing is timed with my stance. So you should here hold your breath here, breathing out, then you breathe in here. Slowly lock your breath into your dandron here, your tummy, then you turn your hands out. Now as the arms finish moving, my legs finish moving at the same time. Like this. So everything coordinated, moving at the same pace. Okay? Now, we're going to go through this form all the way through now. Okay, so I'm going to do it from the side. So hopefully, okay, you can follow on at home here. So, we're from our ready position here. Now remember, I'm looking towards the left first, okay? My arms making this circular motion here into my side stance, like we just said. So I breathe in, like this. Now breathing out into front stance, left arm cradling, right arm pushing down. Now from here, right arm comes out straight, left arm comes up to the left shoulder here. Dropping the weight onto the right knee now, extending your left arm out straight, pulling in. Ready? Easy bit now, step forwards, middle punch, front stance. Now onto the right heel as we turn now, so look over your right shoulder, both palms facing upwards. So do knife arm block here. Then extending out again, front stance, left arm comes out straight, right arm comes up to left shoulder, dropping the weight back down to your left knee, extending out. Step through middle punch. Now looking towards the front, same as the first movement now. Left leg steps out. Circle, breathing out, left arm, cradle, right arm pushing down to the side. Stepping in, back stance. Middle block, back stance, knife arm middle block, horse riding stance, here. Here. Now, turning from here. Left on top of right, we turn round. Hands level with the chain. Dropping your weight onto your right knee now, blocking down. Scoop up. Push out. Both arms crossing now in the centre. Right hand in front of left hand, opening out. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Dropping the stance back now, put your left leg in. Back stance, double open hand block. Right hand pulls into the chain position, step forward. Middle punch. Now, looking opposite side now. Right hand on top of left hand, turning round. Dropping back. Scoop up. Push out. Cross. Open. Left hand coming down, right hand coming up. Drawing back the stance now. Stance double block. Left arm pulls in, step forwards. Middle punch. Last section now. Looking towards the back now. Low block. Left arm. Chamber. Knife arm strike. Middle punch right arm. Drop it down into sacral there. High block same arm. Okay. Same again, step forward. Middle punch. Drop back. High block. Then middle punch key up, front stance. Kill! Now from here, remember, we're going to drop back onto the right, onto the left knee. Both hands open. Then scoop up to the side. Push out. Level with the chest. Look into the left now. Double arm middle block. Drop it back. Scoop up. Push out. Look into the right. Right leg draws into left leg. Double arm middle block here. Drop back onto your left leg. Scoop up. And push out. And that's ready. And shut. Okay. So this is just a middle row all the way through. Okay, so it's a hard form to teach, and it's a big step from doing some of the Pyeongchang and then suddenly be pushed into doing this quite long form that's got some complex movements in it. Okay, So if you haven't got the room at home to practice all of this young, just work on some of the sections in it. So for example, this first movement here, okay, you can work on like this. Or if I do mirror image this side, okay, here. Like this. Okay, you can also work on these movements here where you are dropping back like this. 1, 2, pushing 3. Or 1, 2, 3. Trying to get this change from the stance from here to here to here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, trying to put your breathing movements into it at the same time. Okay, so this is Chilson Ilro. Okay, this is the first in the series of the Chilson Young. Strangely enough, the next one, Chilson Form number 2, Chilson Ilro, is actually a lot easier than Chilson Ilro. Okay, so you sort of go up and you come down a little bit for Chilson Form 2, and then onto Chilson Form 3, they start to get a little bit more difficult again. Okay, so just take a short break there. Can you have a drink of water before we cover the last section of this session? Thank you. Okay, welcome back everybody. So this last section of this particular session today, we're going to be covering 2 more of our one-step sequences. So we're going to be covering one step 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then finally we're going to cover a little bit of our self-defense syllabus. Okay, so we're going to go back and recap a little bit back to what we did at the beginning of the lesson, where we worked on a kick which we call Baldadakaro, which is our outside to inside crescent kick. So you recall that this kick, when we do it, it comes up with the knee bent here, and you actually block in with the sole of the foot like this. So we're going to be using this particular block, or this kick, in the first couple of one-step movements that we're going to be practicing today. Okay? So, okay, everybody to me, ready position. Now, remember as normal, okay, your right leg is going to go back, you're going to block with your left arm here. Hop! Okay, so preparing to attack here, then we're going to step forwards immediately here. High punch right arm. Then that's ready here. Okay, now, one step, number 7. So odd number, okay, we're going to take the right leg back here into our sparring stance here, hands on guard like this. Okay, now, we're going to do that kick now. Okay, we're going to block using the right leg here. So your right knee is going to come up bent here, and you're going to crescent kick. One like this, and balance here. Okay, so knee up here. Now the same leg now, you're going to do side snap, kick out to the side. Here, 2, twist to do, left arm high punch here. Now you're going to grab across the body here, so grab towards your right side now. You're going to pull down, and remember what we did with our roundhouse knee strike at the beginning of class. We're going to pull down onto the left knee here. Okay, right arm comes up in the air here, elbow attack, coming down with the left knee, right arm coming down here. Same time to do side stance elbow attack. Back to ready. Okay, now number 8 this time. Your left leg comes back. Fighting stance here, hands on guard. Now the same again, we're going to do this crescent kick this time with the left leg. So you crescent kick, and you're going to balance here. Okay, now same leg again, side snap kick. Here, come down, punching this time with the right side. Grabbing across your left side, pulling your right knee in this time to strike. Together, left arm comes up ready, elbow attack. Kill! Okay, dropping down, horse down, same time, falling into this elbow attack here. Back to ready. Okay, now we're going to do number 7 and 8 back to back now. Okay, so to me here, left leg back, number 7. Okay, so from here, crescent kick, side kick, punch, grabbing, knee, kill, elbow. Back to ready. Number 8. Okay, this time, left leg back. Okay, from here, once again. Okay, so crescent kick, 1, 2, punch, grab, knee, kill. Back to ready. And shut, relax. Okay, now, so we touched on using our knees and our elbows at the beginning of the class. Okay, so we've got this practice now in our Ilsasika one-step movements. So remember your knees, your elbows are used when you are close to somebody. So remember in this particular movement here, we've come in, we've done this elbow attack here, sorry, this knee strike here. So you come down, the elbow comes up, coming down into the back here on your opponent. Okay, so very close in like this. Now, our last one step here, okay, we're going to do one step, number 9 and 10. Now, for this particular one, I'm going to turn sideways on for this, okay, so it's a little bit more difficult for you to see what's happening, okay. So we're going to turn sideways on here, so number 9, you're going to take your right leg back like this, into a sparring stance. Now, the first movement, you're going to do front snap kick into the centre here, and then you're going to bring it back immediately where you came from, okay, so the same stance. So from here, your right leg, you're going to kick out, you're going to pull it all the way back where it came from, like this. Now you're going to turn your body to the side now, and you're going to cover block with your left arm here, okay? So as you turn, this arm comes out straight to cover your right leg here in front. Now you're going to look over your right shoulder, the same leg again, right leg now. We're going to do back kick here, balance, chamber here, right arm coming down to do knife arm, middle block, okay? So we dropped, if you notice, into our sacred jasse again here, our side stance, not front stance. So both knees bent. So when we twist our hip now, to this high punch using the left arm, into front stance, I get all this movement on the hip. Okay, now, hand open, underneath the circle, getting rid of this arm at the same time, your opposite arm, your right arm, opening up to do Janquan, now shifting back into your side stance, sacred jasse. So from this position here, you're open, twist, and strike, like this. Back to ready. Okay. Now, number 10. From here, okay, your left leg goes back like this now. Now you're going to do the same thing again, you're going to kick here, and you're going to pull back, and we're going to cover. Okay, so from here, left leg kicks, pull it back, turn to cover this time with right arm, now your left leg again, we're going to kick backwards. And into our side stance again, left arm, knife arm block here, high section. Twisting the hips now to front stance, high punch here, right arm, circling the arm around, clear the arm out of the way, and twisting here into Janquan. Okay, palm heel attack, left side, back to ready. Okay, one more time, left side. Okay, so left leg comes back here, so I'm going to kick, pull back, cover, look on the side, back kick, knife arm block, twist, front stance, clear, here, strike, back to ready, and shot, relax. Okay, so in our last lesson we covered our Ilse number 1 to 6. So remember number 1 to 4 we start life out, stepping out to the side like this. Number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have our leg back like this, now sparring stance to go, okay? So the first 4 pretty much like a surprise attack situation. The next set though, we're expecting something to happen, so our hands are up and guard like this, ready to counter, okay? Now our last part of the training today, I'm just very quickly going to cover a couple of the cross arm grips, which are on our self-defense syllabus for our orange green belts. It's very difficult at the moment with the restrictions that we got on sort of distancing and personal distance and each other to practice this with a partner. So we're going to do it today just as a drill, first couple of ones that are on the syllabus for cross arm grip. So remember, our cross arm grip is pretty much right arm grabbing right arm or left arm grabbing left arm like this. Okay. Now let's assume that you've got your right arm grab like this down in front here. Okay. So what we need to do is I want you to step your left leg out at an angle, just like we do with one step number 1 to 4 here. So you're going to step out at an angle here, and you're going to open up your right hand like this, and you're going to wrap it in a circular motion around here, up and over. Okay, like this. Okay, so your hand is grabbed here, we're going to open, step out to the side, and you're going to wrap over here. So we get this elbow bent here, pushing in. Now straight away from this position, your right arm is going to strike in towards the side of the neck here. Okay, like so. Now shifting the stance now to twist. Okay, so my weight is going to go onto my right leg here, twist, striking Janquan into the face here, into the nose, then twisting the hips again, opposite side now, to do Yuksudo, okay, so striking inside of the fingers here into the groin, okay, so that first knuckle here and bone here, just nearest the thumb, striking here, getting the thumb out of the way, then twisting the hips again to push away, okay, like so, and back to ready. Okay, now from here, once again, right arm being grabbed here, okay, we're stepping out here towards the left side, okay, you're going to open it up and wrap across here, 1. Then strike, twist your hips now, jump 1 into the face, Yuksudo into the groin, and push away, jump 1. That's ready. Okay, now, opposite side, okay, let's assume that left arm grab this time, so we're going to step out to the right, so you open up your fingers again, you're going to step out at an angle, wrap over the top, strike, twist the hips now, jump 1, Yuksudo into the groin, push away, back to ready. Okay, one more time from here. Left arm grabs here. Okay, open up the fingers, stepping across towards the right, wrap over the top, strike, twist, twist, clear, push. Back to ready. Hand sharp relax. Okay, so this is number 1 on the syllabus. Right, the next one, number 2. Once again, let's assume that the right arm is grabbed here. Now, you're going to step out this time to the right side here. Again, at the angle. Okay, so we step out. Again, you're going to open up your fingers, but this time as you step out, you're going to turn your hand and twist it up high like this. Like so. Okay, like this. Okay, so you step out, open up the fingers, step out here like this. Okay? Now, at the same time as you're doing this, your opposite arm comes across the shoulder here to strike into the neck. So this is the same strike as we had on the last one that we practiced here. Okay, so simultaneously from here, you're going to step out to the right here, right arm coming up, twisting, left arm striking, like this. Okay. Now, the same ending bit now, we twist our hips, into the nose, jump 1, Yuksudo groin, push away. Back to ready. Okay, so one more time. Okay, so we're going to step out, strike, twist at the same time. Ready? 1. And twist 2, groin 3, push away 4. That's ready. Okay, now, left side this time. So you're going to step out this time to your left, left arm going up, right arm striking at the same time. So open up the fingers, 1. Okay, now from here, twist in, face, groin, push away. Back to ready. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a ready, hand relax shot. Okay, so it's not ideal practicing this as a drill, but it's the only way at the moment that we can keep up to speed with some of our horsing soul, some of our self-defense syllabus. Okay, so the important bit is sometimes when you practice these movements is your leg work more than your hands. So as with our one-step fighting, when we're stepping out to the side here, getting out of the way, this body evasion movement, it's the same when you're doing your self-defense. You've got this movement in these first 2 that we've practiced today. Again, the same thing, stepping out to the side to get out of the way as you simultaneously counter, okay? So you can practice all of these things at home with a very small amount of space doing these movements. Okay, so that makes it ideal really for the practice at home and the sort of current circumstances that we've got at the moment. Okay? Right, okay, we're just going to do a very quick warm down rather, before we close the session down. Okay, so if we just shake your wrist like this, nice and gentle here. And circle your arms forwards, nice and slow here. Round and backwards, opposite direction. Twist your hips just side to side, relax, breathe. 2, 3, 4,